Hey, how's it going? I wanted to come on today. It's been a while since I've been on again. And today I was inspired to talk about being your own hero. And I will chat a little bit first just about where that inspiration came from. It's kind of a funny story, but I will tell you about it. I'm just waiting to see if anyone is going to come on. And if not, hopefully there will be some people that can watch this after. This is something that I think is really, really important for so many of us as women. I think that especially, we grew up watching these fairy tales, and the fairy tales all just kind of ended at this point where really the story should have really begun. And, I think it's important for us to realize how empowered we are and how powerful we are and our ability to make things happen in our lives. So anyways, I wanted to share first about what this story was inspired by. And it's because over the weekend I was catching up on the second season of This Is Us. I know it's the third season that's on right now, and the second season is on Netflix, so I wanted to catch up. And so if you haven't watched that and you want to watch it, there may be some spoilers in here, so maybe go catch up and then watch this after. So anyways, if I spoil the show, I'm sorry, but like I said, it was inspired by the second season of This Is Us, and of course in that season there is a fire. And in that fire, the dad in the family, does this huge heroic act, and there's this crazy fire that happens in the family. So of course, it's impossible to watch the show and not think about that thing that we never think about is what happens if there's a fire in my house. Now I live in a really tall townhouse. It's like 5 stories tall. And it's me and my girls, and I've always sort of wondered at the back of my mind, okay, if there ever was a fire, how in the world, if I couldn't get down the stairs, how in the world would I get me and my baby and my 10-year-old out of this house? And again, it's one of those things that we should think about, but we never think about, right? Of course, this show kind of prompted me to think about it, and I went out and I bought myself this funny little ladder in a box. So it's gonna live in my closet, and I'll probably, fingers crossed, never have to use it, but it's just one of those things, a little bit of reassurance. But it made me think about, being your own hero when that's what's called on you, and even when it's not, no matter what, your relationship status is, to be your own hero in your own life situation, to take charge, to really get clear. And I'm going to go through, some of the things that I recommend, for anyone that really wants to enhance this in their lives, because I've been through a lot that's really required me to become my own hero. In my family, there are so many strong women that have lost husbands, when they were young. And I grew up, my dad is thank goodness still with us. And, I didn't really have to do much growing up. I had a lot given to me. And I think that, it was sort of just thought that someone was going to come in and take care of me, right? So growing up, I kind of always had this like helplessness that, I couldn't do things for myself, that someone else needed to do it. Hi, Heather, how are you? So anyways, I think that for me, this was a huge important lesson in my life, and things had to get really bad before I figured out how to be my own hero. I fell on hard times. There was a huge struggle for me years ago, and I learned so much, especially as a mom, learning how to take care of my babies and take care of myself at the same time. And I think sometimes that's what we need. When we get these really important, powerful messages in our lives, sometimes they have to hit us over the head. Sometimes they come on slowly and we ignore them. Sometimes we have to really fall for the message to hit. And that happened to me. I really, really fell. A few years ago, I was struggling. I was eating from the food bank. I was just really not in a good place. and I, had lost my business at the time, and there was so many difficult things that were going on, but I still didn't know how to be my own hero, and I didn't know how to, really do what I needed to put these things in place. So, I had some good fortune, and I think a lot of it came from faith. I think a lot of it came from finally believing in myself, and really believing that I was capable, and that I had, that heroic capability in myself. And of course, as it is with so many things, when you have children, or when you have this really strong why, this really strong belief in yourself, and this strong belief in, what you are really capable of. Hey, Janet, how are you? Hi, Ingrid. I think that can really pull you through. And so faith is a huge part, that belief in yourself, and that belief that you can accomplish this. But I also wanted to go through 3 really core areas to focus on. When you're wanting to be your own hero, when you're wanting to really enhance that and strengthen and build that up in your life, if that's something that hasn't been there for you at the time. So number 1 is to slow down. And this is something that I am constantly having to remind myself of. In fact, one of the biggest ways that I have a hard time slowing down is, it's the same way that I'm able to chat with you right now. It's my phone. So my phone is one of my amazing tools that I have that I can use in my business, but it's also, it's sort of like this double-edged sword. It can be my biggest detriment as well, because anytime I catch myself, especially when the stress is rising and I'm feeling a lot more stressed, I catch myself just sort of on my phone, not really doing anything, just kind of like, I don't know what it is. It's just sort of accumulating information, and it feels like it's an escape. And I think part of the reason we do that is out of fear, and it's like we don't want to hear the messages that are coming through. So really just unplug, even for a little while. Delete some of those apps that you scroll through all of the time. Take a break. I think it's important that we stay connected, but I think it's important to also realize how we can go swing the other way too far, and we can just get way too sucked into what other people are doing. That can also be a detriment, because we end up comparing ourselves, of course. So just slowing down, unplugging, detaching, even just for a little while, and doing something meditative. That could be any task or chore that you already have to do at home, but just getting so into your body and just doing that one task and nothing else, and allowing the information, your thoughts. You'll feel the guidance. You may just think of things that you wouldn't normally think of course, when your mind is so busy and you're always scrolling, So I think that's important. The first important one is to really slow down and unplug for a period of time. Number 2 is to find your voice. And, that will come as you slow down. Having the information that comes through, the inspiration, the thoughts, the guidance, the things that might need to be addressed, the things that might need to be cleared up, write if you need to, journal. There's this incredible rising up of women that's happening right now, and we're seeing it all over the world. And, use that. That's something that we all can feel connected by and empowered by. And it's an opportunity for all of us to really reach out and connect, but also to connect within and get really, really clear on what it is that we need for ourselves. And number 3, and this is one that I'm excited to talk about, because there's actually a video series that's going to be coming out with my beautiful friend and colleague, Lisa Kowalski. We're going to be doing some live streams together and using both of our areas of expertise and chatting on this very topic. So the 3rd area is giving yourself permission to succeed. So sometimes that's something that we just it doesn't even occur to us to do. It doesn't occur to us that we need that. We often are waiting for someone else's approval, someone else to give us permission to succeed. However, that's just not necessarily going to happen. And even if it does, you know, it has to come from you. It has to come from you, and you have to be ready. And, you know, there's so many different ways that this can impact our lives. So as I said, Leah and I are going to be starting this Thursday. I'm so excited. We're going to be chatting about so many aspects of where and how you can give yourself permission to succeed and how you can succeed in your life. So that is something we'll be chatting about more and more. And, you know, if something in this video sparked some interest and you would like to chat a little bit more with me and the work that I do, I am constantly evolving and getting clearer and clearer on how to explain the work that I do, because I am a naturopath. I practiced as a naturopath for 10 years. So physical health and wellness is a huge part of my life. It's something that, you know, will always be a huge part of my life and my work. However, you know, I also have always needed to include the importance of spirituality and faith at a really strong level. And with the coaching work that I do, you know, we often spend so much more time talking about what's going on in my clients' hearts and minds. Of course, we pay attention to the physical aspects and well-being, but usually those are the results of so many of the other things that are going on underneath the surface. So we need to heal what's going on underneath the surface and really get clear on what's going on. And I think that the third one that is so hugely important, and it has a huge amount to do with being your own heroine, giving yourself permission to succeed, all of the things that we're talking about here, is the importance of the law of attraction and abundance. So how to create your own wealth and how that plays into your own health as well. And how spirituality and faith all plays in. So this is where I work. I work at the intersection of those three things, of health, wealth, and faith. And so if this is something that you would like to chat more about, and how you can use all of that power and that strength that you have within you to become your own hero, whichever word you want to use, I would love to chat with you. So my booking link is up above on the post. And I am going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Bye.